Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SeanTMac's Pick6, where I, SeanTMac, give you 6 games that I believe will win against the spread. I don't work for a casino or a sports app, and I don't condone gambling. And like my father used to say, never bet with the rent money. And make sure the cat's fed. Forget about it. All right, if you're just joining us, we're on week 10 of the NFL. Our record stands at 30-24, 31-24 losses. This weekend was 3-3. Still trying at that inevitable 6-0. So here we go. First game up, Cleveland at the Jets. Cleveland 2-6, Jets 1-7. The old saying is nothing to see here. Yeah, I get it. Okay, maybe not the game of the week, but for New York is interesting either way. Cleveland comes in 2.5-point favorites. Uh, the Jets just made a major trade to the Colts. They sent Quentin Williams and Sauce over to them, which, yeah, it did affect the points, believe it or not, because the Jets were actually favored when the week first started, 1.5 points. And with that trade, so it's Gardner. With that trade, they became the underdog. So Cleveland's favorite, 2.5 point favorites as of right now. There's not much to say here. Basically, both defenses up front are pretty good. Both secondaries, totally suspect. But at the same time, on the quarterback side of the Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel is not showing me anything that makes me feel like he's just going to waltz and control the Jets and just beat them down like stepchildren. I don't see that happening. In fact, if they don't win the game, I really can see George Sanders coming in soon. As for the Jets, they got fresh legs back there. They got 3 runners. They got Justin Fields. They got Breeze, and they got this new kid Davis. And I think that's what they're going to do is keep the ball on the ground and pound type offense. And Garrett Wilson is allegedly coming back, which will give Fields another weapon to throw to. So I'm going to go with the Jets to be the underdog here on the 2.5 points. With the Jets as underdog. Please favored by 2.5 points. Next up, we have New England Patriots at Tampa Bay. Probably the game of the week. New England just coming off winning 6 straight. Drake May's playing out of his mind. It's making the team rally and all that, but I still really not buying into the whole thing over there. But it's a work in progress. That's why we watch. Going against Tampa Bay, who's already proven it has enough veterans on it to show it. And Baker Mayfield's got 2 weeks off. He's coming back. He looked like he was losing a head of steam there towards the end, if you know what I'm talking about. He needed this break, okay? And, he's got his weapons. He's got Evans. He's got Otto on just enough where I don't believe that the Patriots secondary will be able to stop him from throwing the ball downfield. As for the for the defensive front four of the New England Patriots, yeah, I see them putting on a rush, but I also see Baker Mayfield outrunning them. You see, that's the way I look at it. But with that said, uh, Tampa Bay is going to be favored by 2.5 points here at Tampa after the bye week. I'm going with Tampa. Next up, we have the Rams going north up to the 49ers. You say what you want about this game. This is a grudge match. These two teams do not like each other, even before the Rams got to the West Coast. Okay? But let's face it, we don't know who's quarterbacking for the 49ers this week. It may be Mac Jones, who's winning the games he's supposed to win or told to win. And then you got Purdy sitting on the sidelines. I personally wouldn't put Purdy in yet because this Rams defense is vicious. That front four is no joke. Now, the secondary can be beat. Okay, that's still a work in progress. But that Ram defense is fast. Okay, and I don't either Mac Jones. If I'm Purdy and I just come off an injury, I'm not even thinking about running. Okay, so that's going to slow things down for them. And like I said, Matthew Stafford, he's playing great. He's still got Adams and Nicoya out there. They're going to dissect the 49ers secondary. Um, Rams come in 4.5 point favorites over the 49ers. At first go, I'm going with the Rams. by 4.5. And next up, we have the Lions at the Commanders. Lions, they just got outclassed last week. That's the bottom line. I mean, honestly, they only get 150 yards passing, if that. And there was a lot of turnovers on the offensive side. I mean, getting sacked 5 times a game, it's your chances aren't that good. So they got to tighten it up a little bit, okay? But with that said, the Lions come in 8.5 point favorites over the Commanders. Commanders beat the hell up, all right? And I thought by this time of the season, they would have a positive record. Maybe if McDaniel was healthy and the other receiver was healthy. If, right? I mean, that's the way it goes. But listen, their defense really doesn't apply any pressure. They almost look like they want to call it in, but they'll still put up a game. And Mariota's going to make it interesting by running around like an idiot and all that nonsense. But the Lions they'll cage them. They'll get them trapped. Okay, and this game might be far gone before the second half. Okay, Detroit's favored by 8.5. I definitely see that. I will take the Lions at Washington, 8.5. Next up, we have Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Always a great matchup. It brings me back to the 90s playoffs when I was rooting for the Chargers at the time when I was in the service. But this goes back deep. This is, believe it or not, a deep playoff rivalry. So Pittsburgh comes in and they upset, I guess you want to say, the Colts last week. They did it with Tomlin. That's it, Tomlin. Tomlin speaks, the world listens. He tells his defense, you better do this and you got to do this. They do it. And you could see that he got to them. Question is, can they do it again, back to back? They seem to have that fault this year. All right, the Chargers, to me, look like everything's coming together. Last year, they shot themselves in the foot. The year before that, around this time, when they had the chance and didn't grab it. I see that happening this time. I see the Chargers excelling with Justin Herbert. You got McConkey, you got Johnston, you got Keenan Allen. Man, he's got a lot of weapons and he's got some arm. So the Chargers are going to be 3-point favorites at home against the Steelers. Listen, you feel good about Aaron Rodgers, but you're going to feel good when you see that defensive line chasing him down like an old man. No, you're not. Okay. All right, DJ Watt and the defense of Pittsburgh. Listen, they'll probably put up somewhat of a fight, but I can't see a duplication of last week. They're just not consistent enough. With that said, I'm going with the Chargers to last the Steelers by 3 points. And last but not least, we have Atlanta at the Colts. We all know the Colts got stymied last week. Look, Pittsburgh shut them down. Their running back only had 45, 50 yards. I mean, the defense stood out. But let me tell you this much: it was really the offense of the Colts that gave that game away. Not moving the ball, getting sacked, and giving Pittsburgh short yardage positioning almost every punt, or whether they're going for it or not. You understand what I'm saying? So all Aaron Rodgers had to do was basically use a short field, which he did, and he's good at. He dissected it, and they won the game. It is what it is. So here we go. Atlanta, man, this team's really hard to figure out. I don't know if it's the players or the coaching. I really don't. This is confusing because to me they have a really skilled team. They got a lot of playmakers on there, and to me it seems like the quarterback Pence is just not confident enough, and their team goes with him. When he's on point, they're on point. But when he's bad, or he looks like he just lost his best friend or something, all hell breaks loose. I don't have any confidence in him right now, to be honest with you. And I see the Colts coming here and righting the ship, okay, and Jonathan Taylor really laying it on these guys for about over 100 yards. And Danny Dimes, he's getting too cocky back there. He's stepping too far into the pocket, and that works for a lot of defenses that can't press you inside. They're going to run to the outside. and they're going to get you. Okay? He needs to get his mind back into the pocket, stay where he's supposed to, not take 6 steps back, and they'll be fine. Enough with that. So with that said, Colts will be favored by 6.5 points over Atlanta. In Indianapolis, I'm going with the Colts. So with that said, let's revise everything real quick. We start with the Cleveland Browns at the Jets. Cleveland is favored by 2.5 points. I'll go with the Jets. Next up, we have Patriots at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay at home. They're favored by 2.5. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Next up, we have the Rams at the 49ers. Rams are favored by 4.5. I'm going with the Rams. Then we have the Lions at Washington. Lions 8.5-point favorites. Washington ailing. Unfortunately, this was supposed to be the rematch of last year's playoffs. Oof, man, we saw what happened in that game. All right, Lions 8.5-point favorites over the Commanders. I will go with the Lions. Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Always a great matchup. It'll be a good game, but the Chargers are favored by 3 and will win by 3 or more. And last but not least, we have Atlanta, who's 3-5, by the way, at the Colts, 7-2. Colts are favored by 6.5. I think they're kind of being kind of generous, to be honest with you. Yeah, Colts, 6.5 for sure. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. And until next week, I wish you good luck. Safe travels.